bless football. Billy Gill, did I wake you up?
God bless football, Mikey, eh?
God bless football, Stugotz.
What a weekend it was.
Was it?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
I hear what you're saying. There were good games, bad teams, low-scoring games. I understand what you're saying, but a lot of good games. Close finishes.
Yeah, close finishes. Yeah, but I feel like we're trying to talk ourselves into this is a good football weekend. It was okay.
Right.
What was the game? What was the moment of this football weekend?
The game, you're saying?
Yeah.
College or NFL?
Well, I was meaning more NFL, but college or NFL is fine.
We'll talk college with Lucy coming up here in a few minutes. She was at the Clemson game. We got Lucy or Goosey coming up. Billy stole 2 stats from TV. I have top 5 things I know in the NFL. What was the big game yesterday? What were you going to say, Mike?
Big episode.
Well, that's a lot of stuff. That's awesome.
We got
a lot. Yeah. I mean, we got a lot. What was the big game of the weekend? I mean, I understand what you're saying, Bill. You had the Browns over the Steelers 13-10. It was a bad game.
Yeah.
You had the Lions over the Bears 31-26. Lions figured out a way to win, even while Jared Goff threw 3 interceptions. But the game of the weekend, I think, was probably, I want to say Chargers and Packers.
Oof.
Just because you expect so much from that Charger team. Jordan Love starting to get better, playing better.
Can we stop expecting so much from the Chargers?
I mean, we should expect a lot from the Chargers.
Why? What have they shown us?
They show us a lot of great athletes on the field every single weekend. They just don't win.
Yeah, isn't that why we're supposed to expect more from them because they don't give us enough?
I don't expect anything from them. I expect disappointment from them.
Do you really?
I do, unfortunately, because we're friendly with Austin Eckler, friends with Austin Eckler, maybe even.
Yes, yep, we're friends with.
I just kind of expect them to blow it, don't you?
I usually do. Yes.
Brandon Staley also can go. Like I know that
he's saying about to go.
I know that, but I know that we're saying it because like the team's not doing it. Like enough. Big sourpuss, horrible attitude, blaming his team. How about this, Brandon Staley? You're a defensive genius. How about you stop the other team from scoring when you have a lead in the fourth quarter?
Yes.
How about that?
Yep.
How about you don't blame people fumbling it, Austin in particular, fumbling it like on the 5-yard line? There was also a catch that should have been a touchdown by Mike Evans that was right there that he lost in the sun, I believe.
By Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. Yeah. Sorry, Keenan Allen.
2 of them, by the way.
It's late in the afternoon. Right?
It's early. It's 5.
Don't forget the one down the sideline. Mm-hmm. Don't forget the one down the sideline by Quentin Johnson.
Quentin Johnson, dropped a wide open ball. It should have been a touchdown with like 20 seconds left in the game.
Well, what Billy's upset about, Mikey, because we are friendly with Austin Eckler. He'll be on with us tomorrow. We'll talk to him tomorrow. I'm looking forward to speaking with him. Billy's right. Austin Eckler is all about accountability. So he's going to come out and say, yeah, that's on me, even while being pissed off at his coach, Brandon Staley. But Staley pinning that on Austin Eckler. Okay? When they went on after the fumble, okay? They had a lead late in that game. And their defense, to Billy's point, could not hold that lead. And after the game, what does the coach do? Blast his second best player. Terrible job by Staley. He's going to be fired. By the time we talk to Austin Eckler tomorrow, Staley will no longer be the coach.
I don't think that's true.
You don't?
I don't.
Okay.
I think he may survive the season.
Really?
Well, yeah, because we're also, here's the thing, there's the rumors that Bill Belichick may go there. So
I love that.
I guess it doesn't matter when you fire him if Belichick's going to go. And if you fire him earlier, you can already start those negotiations. But Bill Belichick's not going to be negotiating while he's an active coach.
No, but if you already know that Bill Belichick is going to be the guy that's coming to coach your team, run your organization next year, who cares when you fire Brandon Staley? Like, let him go. If you already know that. And a lot of people are suggesting that the Chargers already know that.
How old is Belichick?
60-something.
I mean, sunny California, baby. That's where you got to retire.
I read in the report that they were saying that it was rumored that he was going to go there. It's like, oh, he loves California. He loves the beach. And it's like, yeah, like almost everyone loves the beach.
Yeah.
I don't know that is, the writing's on the wall. He's 71 years old.
Is he really?
Yeah.
A young 71. I feel like he is.
He's the rare young 71 that also
same roids as Brady.
I don't want to get morbid. So we'll just end the sentence there.
What?
He has a high-stress job.
He does.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's a young
Belichick
71.
to do.
You wouldn't be surprised.
I want Belichick to do one of those medication commercials where he's riding in a convertible with his sunglasses on and a Hawaiian shirt, driving around Hollywood.
Right.
I want to see that.
Where are these 71-year-olds, by the way, and a 72-year-old Pete Carroll? who are like running around and
That's
like
a young
with
71.
more energy
Yeah.
than I have
How do I
ever
get some
had.
of that? Right. Yeah.
How can I be that in my? If I can be that in my 70s, sign me up. I'll be there.
Would you rather be Pete Carroll in your 70s or Belichick in your 70s?
I'm not Pete
I wanna be
Carroll now. I don't have that energy and that zest for life now. How am I going to have it when I'm 72?
That's what I feel every time I see Dabo running down the thing.
Right.
I'm like, I can't do that now.
I know.
I can't do that
I know.
now.
I would trip over my feet 5
That's
times.
exactly
I'm 25
right.
years younger. I can never do it.
Say what you will about Dabo, it's remarkable that he's able to do that every single week and he hasn't eaten it once. And as soon as he does, he has to just leave and be done with coaching forever. Because if you fall in front of a stadium full of people sprinting down a hill, you can never show your face there again.
Agreed.
Which is why
I'm not
he
even
shouldn't
Bill Belichick now.
he shouldn't keep doing it. Did you see RG3, by the way, running down behind him this weekend and trying to like talk to him in the middle of like his run when he was done?
No.
Yeah, he ran behind him. He tried to interview him. I think
great.
that Dabo like gave him like a chest like pat like and then said something to him. I don't know that they got it on microphone. Also, you guys think what I was thinking when you saw the Deshaun Watson news?
What's that?
RG3, he could fix this.
He could. So could Tom Brady.
I was joking about that, but RG3 believes that anytime there's a quarterback injury that he's the solution to that problem.
He thinks he should be the quarterback for the Jets right now.
He's really carved a lane for himself where
take him right now.
He thinks that
I'm not certain he's wrong. Jets are bad. I mean, Mike, listen.
bad though. Like your line is bad.
The line is really bad. But some of those throws were on Zach Wilson. And Mikey A and I have been fighting about this for nearly 2 years. And
Really?
I so badly want Chris Sims to be right. He's wrong.
Why?
Zach Wilson's not good.
No.
It's over.
I was right and Sims was wrong.
You were.
I like that.
Yes. He's not good. I mean, now
Tell Sims I'll give him my top 40 quarterbacks next week.
How you guys feeling about Tim Boyle?
You should do that. Timmy Boyle?
Yeah.
No.
Thomas Morstead, maybe get him some reps in there.
That's who needs to be quarterback. Thomas
Morstead.
Morstead.
Thomas Tupa Morstead, you mean?
I mean, Aaron said he's coming back to practice December 2nd.
Enough for him.
I know. Why would you come back to practice? Why?
No.
Why would you play it all?
I don't know.
Just lose the rest. Play out the string. Take the best offensive tackle in the draft that's available to you when you're picking. Get Devontae Adams in the offseason and move on. Why?
You think Robert Saleh thought that shaving his beard was going to do anything?
I don't know. You see him tackle Zach Wilson?
Did you see Zach Wilson trip on a friggin' yard line running out backwards onto the field? What was that about?
I don't know. Mike, yeah, you saw that. Zach Wilson being tackled by his head coach, right?
Well, everybody else was hitting Zach Wilson. Why not Saleh too?
I was hoping he would get hurt.
Wanted to get in on the fun, you know?
Just an ankle, that's all.
What
Sprain.
about Belichick to the Jets? Full circle
No.
for his career.
I mean, that'd be great.
You don't want him? You wouldn't want
No.
him? Why not?
Mikey, let me paint this picture for you, okay? He took the Jets job. He left after a day.
Yeah.
He faxed in his resignation to Woody
You
Johnson.
wrote it on a cocktail napkin.
Whatever he
I
did.
retire as HC of the NYJ.
He drove up the, I-95 and a little bit of the, Massachusetts Turnpike, got to Foxborough, took the Patriots job, won 6 Super Bowls with Brady, has a worse winning percentage when Brady's not his starting quarterback than Joe Philbin. And now he has a chance to go back because he wants it to be ready-made. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Breece Hall. I mean, Mikey, and a tackle in the draft. I'm with it, Billy. I like it.
I don't even know that
No,
you take a tackle.
thank you.
How about this? What if somehow the Jets position themselves and they land Caleb Williams too?
Oh, wow.
So you have a succession plan.
Right.
Because here's the thing
That will piss Aaron off, though.
that I'm worried about. And I'm not really worried because it doesn't actually bother me, but like Caleb Williams, are we going to get to the point that the stock is starting to fall in the draft a little bit? Because they keep losing.
He's done except for the bowl game.
They keep losing.
He's not going to play the bowl game.
Cried a little bit after
Bowl
the
game.
last game, which whatever, that's fine. This game when they lost, he refused to speak to the media because they lost, which
He's
is
done.
not a good look.
Yeah, he's out. Is his stock going to fall? No. I mean, it's going to be him and May are going to be the top 2 picks of the draft, I think. I mean, Mel has him number 1 on his board.
Yeah, but Mel also has told us that if he gets like 3 out of 30 right, that it's a successful season. So
Yeah,
That's
I think.
true.
But like Justin Herbert only won, I think, like 7 games his last year at Oregon.
Enough.
And he was in the top 5 pick, and he had to deal with Tua and Burrow. There's nobody better than Caleb Williams.
The Bears are going to have that top pick. They're going to have 2 of the top 4 picks in the draft, the Bears.
What did
Justin
they
Fields
do
to
with
the
Justin
Steelers?
Fields?
Steelers, baby.
I don't know. Justin Fields played well yesterday. He came back. He played pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the Bears should have won that game. The Lions have learned how to win, even when Jared Goff is not.
In spite of him. Winning in spite of him.
Jared
He had
Goff,
3 interceptions. Yeah.
Terrible.
they had a 12-point deficit with 3 minutes left, and he got them back in, and they won the game.
Yeah, they figured it out.
The Bears also had responded to a touchdown drive with an 18-second drive, giving them the ball back.
Yeah.
Like literally an 18-second drive, giving them the ball back,
Bears are
allowing
bad.
them to beat them.
The Bears are bad.
Yes,
They're
they
bad.
are.
They're just bad. Like, a good team beats Detroit there.
Eberflus, hot seat? Maybe.
What a weird name. Eberflus.
It is
Top
a weird
5.
name. I'd fire him just for his last
Just for his
name.
name. I never would have hired him.
Coach
You
Eberflus.
can't do that.
I can't play for that guy.
Yeah, how about
not-
Eber Dunn?
I can't,
How about
right.
Eber Dunn? You're out of here.
That's not. That doesn't even. I don't.
There's no wordplay there. There's nothing.
How can you? Eberflus. Weird name.
Okay.
Where's it from? Should I check the origin?
I guarantee you, if you yes, check the
You
origin.
can't fire someone because of
Sounds
their name.
Nordic.
It does sound Nordic, but I guarantee you, if you just spend like a minute, you'll come up with something better for Eberflus, okay, than what you came up with. What?
Eber Dunn.
That's not good.
It's not, huh?
No.
Dolphins, nice little win, Billy. It's a little win. That's why I said a little win.
Survive in advance.
Well, that's
on
what I'm
that
saying.
one.
Nice little win. Not a blowout, just a nice little win.
Yeah, but we were talking about it before the show started. If the Raiders were any good, they win that game. Even though the Dolphins have
they're
a
not.
weird, even though the Dolphins have a weird stat that
Right.
I'm paraphrasing from TV because I didn't get the exact one, so I didn't steal this stat from TV. I'm
right.
paraphrasing this from TV.
Okay.
I believe
different
now,
segment.
Yeah, I believe now the Dolphins are 5-1 with a negative turnover margin.
5-1, where they turn the ball over more than the opposing team.
Correct.
Yeah, they correct mistakes.
Yeah, I guess
Quickly.
they survive. Yeah.
Yeah. But they haven't beaten a good team. Like people could say now, Dolphin fans could say, "Oh, well, they finally beat a team that was 500." No, well, Raiders aren't good.
I mean, whatever.
They beat
That's
Aiden O'Connell at home.
okay.
barely.
I mean, but who cares? That's the conversation
Win to
that's
win.
going to continue to happen. There's nothing they can do. They couldn't have done anything about that game, anyways. You know what I mean? If they lose that game, they lose to a bad team. If they win against a bad team. There's nothing they could have done yesterday to change that stat. They're only playing the teams that are on their schedule. I'd be slightly concerned about Achan's injury. Even though they said that he could get back in there, but he didn't. Also, Tyreek got a little banged up, which is a miracle that he doesn't get banged up a little more, but he went back in the game with a little wrist injury.
He's the MVP.
I know. I saw that went out. I also saw that your Instagram put that out. Who do you have running your Instagram that someone put that out?
I actually did it myself.
There's not a chance that you did that
He did.
yourself.
He did. I sent him the video.
Yes,
And then
yes.
he texted me. Do I do it as a reel or a video? I said, you do it as a reel, and then you collaborate with the LeBatard account.
But
And
that's
then all
like-
he goes, I think I did it right. I go, you did.
But that clip was also like
Thank
3
you.
weeks old, wasn't it?
Still relevant.
know. Yeah.
Still relevant. Yeah.
I get Hunter Renfrow, by the way, one of the
playing the
greatest
game,
plays
Billy.
I've ever seen.
Yeah.
His 31-yard reception where he hurdled the guy sideways and somehow stayed on his feet and kept running. Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Jalen Ramsey, really good.
All he does is catch interceptions.
In ridiculous fashion, he lays out, he defies gravity.
He's great.
He's the best. Well,
Yes.
I don't know about that. I got ahead of myself.
You
I just
did?
wanted to say he's the best.
He is the best.
Pretty
He's
good.
got 5 interceptions in 3 games, I think.
Pretty good.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he has I think 3 interceptions in 3 games.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did I say?
5 and
I meant 3 and 5 or something like that.
That's what he meant. 3
yeah.
and 5.
It's late
Yeah.
in the afternoon.
5 in the afternoon.
it is. Mike Evans.
Lucy next.
And we're back. I don't know why I did that.
You liked it. It's.
I mean, on TV, it's fun. On
Right.
podcasts, it's,
what happened there?
I
You
think a
just
bottle fell
kicked
or something. Something fell. Kick, save, and a butte.
You have your big board bets coming up?
I do. I'm going to have those our last segment of the day today.
Okay.
Because things are getting a little tricky now
What do you mean?
with that game.
Why?
This is, as you put before, which I disagree with, the rare Super Bowl rematch. It's also a Super Bowl preview. A big game today.
The biggest
Big
of
game
games.
in
yes.
Kansas City.
For the whole ball of wax. Yep.
I take it we will not be there since we're here.
We're not going to the game.
Yeah,
yes.
no, okay.
Right. It's late in the afternoon. The game starts in a couple of hours. We're not going anywhere.
Well,
Billy.
there was some talk that you were going to get us into the suite, and we were going to meet Taylor Swift and the Swift
No.
parents and the Kelsey parents, and it was a whole.
What I'm telling you is,
A whole
if we
thing.
if we went to the game, we would get into the suite. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you said we were invited, and I was like, "There's no way we're invited." You're like,
Well, I
well,
was.
open invitation. You were not. When you say if I show up, someone will open a door and sneak me in, it's not an invitation. That's not
It
an
is to
invite.
me. I mean, Anyway, we found the origins of Eberflus.
Did you?
Yes,
a great
Eberflus,
sentence.
is actually most of the surnames trace back to Britain and Ireland, but if you spell it with an I, it has some Polish in it. So Britain, Ireland, Poland.
But it's not spelled with an I.
I know, but it would have to be some kind of connection. No?
If it was, right. Okay. Did you find any better wordplay for Eberflus than what you had last segment? No.
You could call him an Eberfluser.
I'm not sure that's much better.
No.
Billy from the top rope.
That was better.
That's
than
so
yours.
much better.
What was yours?
That's so much better.
What was yours?
Eber done.
Yeah, come on, man.
Eberfluser's a lot better.
Come on, man.
I don't know about that.
What are we even doing?
I don't know
here?
about that.
Well, it's not Eber done, okay?
Yeah.
I'm Eber done with this conversation.
But it still doesn't work.
By the way, Lucy,
Because you're the Eberfluser.
I teased Lucy last segment to join us this segment. I was wrong. She'll join us next segment.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe.
Which is technically still next, so you're not wrong.
Yeah,
Correct.
No. What?
Hey, I'm Eber done with you, okay?
Wait, what? You think that if he says in the first segment next and just not here next
But
counts
the
because it's
next
still later?
three are next.
No, they're
didn't
not. There's
specify
only
the
one
next. He didn't
next.
say next
There's
segment, he just said
later
next.
on.
You're an Eberfluser.
We're getting caught up in the weeds here.
Semantics.
Yeah, a little bit.
Bogged down.
Will Levis, huh? Quite good game.
Will Levis. What do you
Why
mean?
a good game? He had like 2 drives at the end. He was terrible.
I'm just trying to get us back on track here.
Okay, but
With Will Levis?
I don't think Will Levis is the lane there.
With Will Levis?
They lost. They got blown out by the Jaguars. The Jaguars finally blow someone out at home, and that's how you transition us, getting us back on course with Will Levis, huh?
A little bit. A little bit back on course.
Oh, that was close.
Josh Dobbs, huh?
I'm
Kenny
over
Pickett,
him.
huh? I mean,
Oh, Mike Fuentes has a Kenny Pickett stat.
Oh, yeah. Tommy DeVito has more multiple touchdown games than Kenny Pickett.
that's amazing.
Tommy DeVito had a good game.
He had a game.
He had a game.
Tommy DeVito has more multiple touchdown games than Zach Wilson.
Oh, jeez.
That's not true.
That can't be.
It could be.
That's not true.
This season?
He
This
has
season?
2. Yeah, this season.
Yeah.
He has 2, Tommy DeVito. He had 3. He had 3 touchdowns, no interceptions yesterday. The Giants beat the Commanders, and Ron Rivera has to be on the hot seat.
God, they're dreadful. They're
Yeah,
so
they're
bad.
Oh, guys, I forgot. Tommy DeVito is one of my stats that I stole from TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Tommy DeVito has 6 touchdown passes. That's more than any quarterback that is suited up for either New York team this season.
Okay, so Mike, you're right. I think.
The Giants have a quarterback.
Do they?
I mean, I don't know. Do they?
He was also sacked 9 times. Giants bad line too.
Bad offensive line. Tommy DeVito played very, very well. I mean, 3 touchdowns,
They've
no
given up
interceptions.
63 sacks
On
this
the road.
year.
Yeah.
The
Right.
Giants.
So how does that work? Like after the game, because Washington's not very far from New Jersey where he lives. So he just goes home to his parents after the game. That's it. Am I?
Like asking like if when someone finishes what they do, they go home. Yes,
Yeah, but he goes home to his parents. He's a
that's where
professional quarterback.
but that's where he lives. That's what he's. I mean, maybe
I
he
have a
stopped by.
question.
And, I don't know.
So all
White
these
Castle on the way
like
home.
Sam Howell is the most sacked quarterback in the league, right?
By a lot.
Tommy DeVito got sacked 9 times yesterday.
Yes.
Zach Wilson could be murdered at any game, right? So at the end of the year, you know how quarterbacks like to give offensive lines like a gift?
Their
Yeah.
line owes them something.
There's no way they give them anything, right?
that you can't.
There's no, like maybe medical bills.
What
That's
do you
it.
do? Yeah.
Yeah, you can't send them anything.
You have Zach Wilson buying gifts for that offensive line.
But that's
Sam
usually
Howell?
what happens. That's what I'm saying. So they don't
Yeah,
get
but
gifts,
you're going
right?
to buy a gift for guys who aren't going to be there next year. I mean,
That's true.
you know?
Well,
Who does that?
the person buying the gift may also not be there next year.
That's also true.
And the coach may not be there next year.
Sam Howell will be there next year.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Zach.
Well, some of those offensive linemen won't. Zach Wilson will be there next year. Some of those offensive linemen will not.
Sam Howell, though, I mean, not only does he get sacked a lot, also very reckless.
He is.
Like he reminds me of Rex Grossman. Like somebody's down there.
Grossman made a Super Bowl.
I know.
heard.
Yeah,
Think about that.
I know.
Rex Grossman. Super Bowl.
I'd kill for Rex Grossman right
So
now.
would I
You would not.
be, what do you mean? Be like 7-2 with him? I mean,
Present day Rex Grossman, though.
Yeah, you
you
were
would take
tell-
present day Rex
Sure.
Grossman.
I would take
Sure.
I would take present day Rex
Get outta
Grossman.
here.
I would.
How old do you think Rex Grossman is right
I don't
now?
care.
I'd take present day Bill Belichick at quarterback.
You wouldn't take him as a coach.
Yeah, well, I
Rex
don't wanna be
Grossman's
charged.
43.
I take him.
I want the athletic ability.
I take present day Dan Marino.
Yep. Like those commercials.
What
yep.
are we doing?
I would. So Tommy DeVito gets it done. Billy, you were telling us before
I was
the
looking
show.
right now for a quarterback that had another terrible performance. Be like, that person didn't have a bad game, huh?
Did you find anyone?
Jordan Love, huh?
Jordan Love's pretty good.
DTR,
No, he's
huh?
not. Oh my God, Jordan Love is not good.
I mean, he played well yesterday. He did. Second week in a row, third week in a row, actually.
I'd hate to go back to Staley, but like that team is ranked near the bottom defensively, and isn't that supposed to be his thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so what does he do good?
Blames his players.
He's a leader of men.
They also lose Joey Bosa.
Yeah.
They're a mess.
He was carted off the field.
Yeah.
Carted
Brock-
off and crying, so you know it's bad.
Brock Purdy was perfect
No,
yesterday.
they said it's just probably a foot sprain.
He made it seem like his whole leg was about to be amputated.
Yeah.
Yep.
Purdy was perfect yesterday.
The 49ers are really good.
Trent Williams should probably be the MVP.
Brock Purdy, in a stat I stole from television, his passer rating, as you said, was perfect. It was the first passer rating that was perfect for the 49ers since Joe Montana in 1989.
P and Purdy stands for perfect.
He's good.
like
He's
that.
not just like a plug-in guy.
No, he's their quarterback. They
No,
traded Trey Lance to the Cowboys.
I know, but we like in the conversations that we've had, the kind of narrative has been like, Purdy's fine because he's like a system guy. He works for Shanahan, and once he starts trying to get cute, it's not going to work out anymore. But he's good.
He is good.
When it comes to Shanahan, he's kind of like sitting in the perfect realm where you can never fire him, because if he can turn a 7th round pick into a starter,
We did it.
it's always going to save you money. Exactly. Why would you ever fire him?
He might be the MVP.
It's crazy. Like
Right, you forget about Trey Lance, even though that was John Lynch who wanted to trade all the picks to move up to get Trey Lance. They trade him to the Cowboys. It didn't work out. He survives that, Shanahan does, because he has the ability to make Brock Purdy great.
And he took Garoppolo to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They couldn't wait. Like Aiden O'Connell might be better than Jimmy Garoppolo right now.
Yeah.
Right? So he took that guy to a Super Bowl. Now he has a 7th round pick, Mr. Irrelevant, might be going to the Super Bowl again. If he doesn't get injured last year, they might go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So Kyle Shanahan, he's in the perfect position to never get fired because he can always save a team money on a quarterback.
Yep. 18 touchdowns, 5 interceptions for Purdy.
Crazy. I mean, it also
Amazing.
helps if you have like Christian McCaffrey to throw to.
Yeah,
Like,
all of that, of course,
And
helps.
Brandon Ayuk, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, the Niners are good. They're talented. You're not going to be surprised if the Niners are in the Super Bowl.
It's crazy that Brandon Ayuk made you forget about Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
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 Completely.
Deebo Samuel's still there and also very good. But Brandon Ayuk, also very good.
But you remember the 3 games where we started to question Purdy for the first time.
Yeah. They were a little hurt. But
No,
yeah.
Trent Williams was hurt.
Trent Williams was hurt. Deebo was hurt. Like
I know, but now Trent is back. Last 2 games, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Like, he protects them.
that line play kind of matters, huh?
Yeah, kind of. But we don't pay attention to it.
A little bit.
A little bit. You were telling us before the game you were tired of Josh Dobbs.
Before the game?
Before the show, I'm sorry. Feels like a game. It's late in the afternoon, Billy. Early
yeah,
evening.
I mean, Josh
playing all
Dobbs,
day,
whatever.
Yeah, we've been playing all day.
He's fine.
What do you mean he's fine?
He's fine. He's whatever.
Hey, the Broncos figured it out, huh?
The Broncos, like,
I want to hear his rant on Dobbs.
the Broncos are in the hunt right now.
I mean, a lot of good wins
Well,
for the
everyone
Broncos.
is.
A lot of good wins for the Broncos recently.
Yeah. We wrote them off. They didn't write back. The Broncos.
Sean Payton, Coach of the Year? He's in there.
It sounded like a ridiculous question at one point. No, Dan Campbell.
They'd have to win the
You're right.
division for him to be coach of the year.
Campbell or D'Amico Ryans? Texans.
Campbell.
No, Campbell's going to
yeah,
win
Campbell.
Coach of the Year.
Campbell's going to win Coach of the
Yeah,
Year.
winning with Jared Goff.
Yeah,
8-2.
Campbell's going to win Coach of the Year.
Winning with Jared Goff. Someone went to a Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
Another genius.
And he won Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
There you go. Maybe Jared Goff is the missing piece in all of this.
You think?
I don't.
He's not good. He's not good.
If I'm being perfectly honest, I don't think that. No.
You don't think he's the missing piece?
No.
In anything?
No.
I'm looking at the conference right now, AFC, NFC.
Yeah.
You're going to get deep into like these tiebreakers, man. I don't know if the NFL's ever gone this deep in terms of tiebreakers. Mm-hmm. You have so many teams who are in contention right now. I mean, I hate to say it. Well, I have to say it. I mean, even the Jets could still make the playoffs.
You don't hate to say that.
They're not going to, but they could.
You don't hate to say that. You don't need to say that either.
All right. Well, the 5 and 5s they're in the hunt. They are 5 and 5.
Would you even want the Jets in the playoffs right now?
That's the thing that I don't understand.
Yes.
No, you
yes.
Really?
There's 11 teams who are
Absolutely.
5 and 5 or better in the AFC. Yeah, would want the Jets in the playoffs, of course.
The Jets.
What do you think? We get playoff games every year as a Jet fan? What do you got of your minds?
Who do you think the Jets are going to jump to get into the playoffs?
They're not. Forget it. Forget I said
Nobody.
it.
Nobody.
There's too many teams to jump.
There's way too many teams.
Yes. The Steelers at 6-4, the Texans at 6-4, the Browns are really good. Bills at 6-5, Colts 5-5, Broncos 5-5,
Are the
Bengals
Browns
5-5.
really good? The Browns defense is
great.
really good.
No, like historically great, Billy.
Yeah, but like DTR is not going to get them
No.
far in the playoffs.
No.
Was that true that I saw Joe Flacco?
Yeah,
on
Joe
a plane,
Flacco was signed
on a plane to Cleveland.
Yeah,
Get outta
so
here.
they're supposed to be
Practice
finalizing
squad,
that today.
yeah.
He worked out for them on Friday. They had a deal that hasn't been officially reported. It's going to be finalized today. So yeah, Joe Flacco is going to be signed to the practice squad, and then I believe elevated to the active roster. So Joe Flacco will be quarterback.
Browns are
for the
back, baby.
Browns. Yeah, yeah,
No way.
yeah. That's a thing that's real.
So it's not going to be Brady.
No,
Are you jealous
It would be Joe Flacco.
that Joe Flacco is going to be a Cleveland Brown and not a New York Jet?
You would take Joe Flacco.
You take him
back.
right now.
We'd be 8-2 with Joe Flacco.
Stop saying that.
Not 9-1.
Maybe 10-0. Josh Allen's good again. Lucy next.
Stugotz, she's back.
She is back.
Lucy's back. It's been a couple weeks. She's back from Seattle. She's back from South Carolina. And she seems to be in a new place, but I think she's in the same place, just in a new position.
Right.
Yeah, I rearranged my entire apartment.
What?
Yeah, whole thing.
Like-
And it looks great. I love the new version. It looks so much better than what it looked like before.
Did you move the doors? Those doors were not there before.
So this desk was on the other corner, so you never saw these doors. So they were always there. And it's hard to see now, but they have this cool film on them because there's a construction site across the street.
Right.
And so, like when the sun hits it, it makes my apartment rainbow.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Billy's very into the interior design of your apartment. You would agree?
I just
Absolutely.
get fascinated by people's like Zoom backgrounds and stuff
you are?
like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Right. You never asked Mikey A about his place.
Well,
we've
no, Mikey A put
Actually, I'm a little hurt.
No, that's not true, Mikey A. I one time commented that you added a door behind you, which ended up being
Yes.
true, but I hadn't noticed it for like 2 weeks. But you added a door. But that's really all that's changed.
Lucy, you have a very nice apartment, Lucy.
Thank you.
You put things on top of your door frame, Mikey. Those have been there for a while. But like, so there was a time that we weren't on television, so Mikey A's Zoom background looked different than it does now. I also did notice last week, but I didn't mention that Mikey A got his Send Us Stuff Jet sign that is sitting behind him now.
there.
It's not in the shot because it's a split screen right now, but it is
Almost
there.
in the-
Right.
Yeah,
It's almost in the shot.
very
It's
exciting.
almost in the shot,
That's
right?
poking out the bottom there.
Very exciting.
You can keep leaning
gotta
over as
find a
much as you
place for
want.
it.
We're not going to get it, Mike.
Yeah,
I mean, I appreciate the effort, though.
Oh, okay. Well, there you
it
go.
is. We
Take
got
matters
it.
into your own hands.
I'm sorry. I stand
There it
corrected.
Take that.
But you would agree, right? We're like, Lucy has like trees that are lamps. She has like a jukebox that's a CD player. Like,
Yeah, she has cool stuff.
yeah, Mikey has a
It's still
sign that
there.
a fan sent him.
Right.
So
Hey,
you understand
listen,
why.
Billy, she's definitely more interesting. Just a little effort my way is all I really
Okay, I'm
want.
sorry.
Just
I
a little effort
apologize.
my way is all I want.
I apologize.
He's married with kids.
What does that mean?
His place is a lot more boring than Lucy's.
I get it. I get it.
I was a kid like 3 years ago, so I still have like a bunch of toys and shit. So.
I got a bunch of Lucy or Goosey questions for you, and we'll get to them in a second. How was Clemson, though, Lucy? You went to Clemson this weekend. It looks like you had a blast. That place looks like a lot of fun.
No, it's a really great environment. It was the best student section we have seen since we started. It's absolutely an SEC school. Like the whole time I was there, I was like, yeah, they are in the wrong conference. They belong in the SEC.
Interesting.
I was a little thrown off when the game started because when we were walking down the field, they sang God Bless America. Okay, that's normal. Hear that at sporting events. Then they did a prayer, like a stadium-wide prayer. I was like, whoa, this is interesting. Then they did the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh,
What?
And I was like, yeah, the pledge, like I pledge allegiance, and I was so thrown off by it
Right.
that the entire first quarter, I was like, did they do the Pledge of Allegiance? Like, was that something we did here?
Yeah.
And apparently they do it every single game. It was a very interesting environment. It was super fun though. The crowd's like really engaged. The Clemson like run down and touch Howard's Rock is really cool. They have a lot of interesting traditions. Some of them I love, some of them I don't, but it's a really, really fun college football environment. And if you're a college football fan, you should absolutely go down there for a game.
Did you do the pledge? I mean,
yeah.
I did not do the pledge. I was kind of in shock. Like, I didn't realize the prayer was happening. And then I was like, wow, it's kind of quiet, and looked around. And everyone's got their head down. And I was like, oh my God, this is a real prayer. We're actually doing this.
Yeah.
Then the Pledge of Allegiance started, and that shocked me even more than the prayer.
And you didn't do it. You're going to hear from J.J. Watt.
Yeah.
I probably will.
Yeah.
I haven't done the Pledge of Allegiance since I was in high school.
Did you forget it?
I thought that we were just done with that.
Did you
I thought
forget
once
it?
you like turned 18 and you graduated, like you've done your time with the pledge.
Did you forget the pledge? Should we do it now?
I pledge
No, I
allegiance.
remembered it because
To the
I was
flag.
with Rose, who's
United
Guatemalan,
States
and
of
I
America.
had to explain to her what the Pledge of Allegiance was, but I do remember it.
To the
Are we ready?
republic.
For which it stands.
One
I feel like
nation.
once you do the
under
Star
God,
Spangled Banner, the
indivisible.
pledge is rendered meaningless. I don't know. If
Yeah.
the last
Well, they
one.
went God Bless America.
Oh, God
prayer.
bless. Right.
God bless America is the most useless of all of them.
Yeah, but you build up to God bless America. You don't go
Yeah.
from God bless to, right?
Yeah, it went. I believe
pledge?
it was God Bless was first. God Bless was definitely first, and then it was the prayer. Then it was the Pledge of Allegiance, and the pledge that was what got me. And then I believe they went to the national anthem, and I think they did the alma mater after. They went like back to back
Jesus.
to back.
Lots of pageantry over there in
Right.
Clemson.
Play
Lots
football.
of pageantry.
Mhm.
How were the
But it's
streets?
a great crowd.
When I drove through
Yeah, playbill.
Clemson on I-95 the one time, they were terrible streets, potholes everywhere.
The streets weren't too bad. Parking
good.
was a nightmare there. Like we were driving around the day before and we couldn't find anywhere to park.
That's what you
I thought we were
noticed?
gonna get a ticket, but we didn't. Thank God.
You notice the streets, huh?
I mean,
Right.
my connection point, South Carolina.
But you would recommend. So why'd you feel like it was an SEC school, Lucy?
It was one of the best tailgating atmospheres we've ever seen. People were so into it. The girls were so dressed up. All the guys were dressed exactly the same. It was the most Southern school we've been to so far. And it really showed. And just when you look at the rest of the ACC, you're not getting any crazy good football environments. You're not getting high capacity stadiums. Like Clemson is a very much with Florida State, a league of their own in the ACC. It just, the whole vibes, I was like, yeah, this is a Southeastern Conference school. That's where they should be.
Interesting. All right. Are you ready for some Lucy or Goosey?
Ooh.
Yes, I don't have Lucy or Goosey signs, but we'll figure out something else we can use for it.
All right. All right.
I have
you'll
weird
figure it
stuff
out?
around.
Okay. The committee factoring in that Florida State will be without their quarterback and best player when they decide who makes the playoffs. Lucy or Goosey?
Okay, so for this Lucy, we're going to do this live, laugh, punt sticker. That's Lucy.
That's Lucy. Okay. Got it.
I think that is very Lucy. You have to do it in the sense of when you're putting together the final four teams, the four teams that are the best teams. Florida State no longer without Jordan Travis is one of the best teams in the country. It's hard to say that.
Right.
They also have a very weird game coming up against Florida this weekend where Florida's trying to get bowl eligible. Neither team has their starting quarterback, so it could end up just working itself out. But Florida State was a team that already, they didn't have any room for something to go wrong in the sense that they don't have as strong of a resume as everyone else. They're playing in the ACC. Now they're going to probably have to face Louisville in the ACC championship game. I think it'll self-regulate, so they don't need to worry about it. But if it comes to the point where they do win out, it should be considered because you want the four best teams in the playoff. It's hard for me to say put in Florida State without Jordan Travis over a Texas team that has Quinn Ewers and beat Alabama,
Yep, I agree. Did you see that injury?
Oh,
I can't unsee
got a
it,
bunch
Lucy.
of-
Yeah.
I didn't. I got a bunch of texts about it, and I was like, should I look it up? And I did not. No, everyone said do not.
So I'm telling my wife and one of my daughters, do not look at the injury. Don't look at it. They heard me yell, all right, because I was watching ABC. I was watching their post-game show or halftime show. It was Kevin Nagandi and Booger McFarland, I think. And they played it not knowing what the end result was going to be. They got criticized for it. I couldn't believe I didn't want to see it. And now I can't unsee it. I told my kids and my wife, don't go look for it. Don't seek it out. My wife didn't. One of my kids did, and she regrets doing so.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Bad.
I was told that ESPN apologized for it. And once I heard that, I was like, I'm not ever going to look this up. I don't want to see it. I like Jordan Travis. That's a super sad injury. Absolutely
Sad.
not.
So sad. All right. Washington plays Oregon this weekend. Can Washington beating Oregon for the second time this season? Lucy or Goosey?
I'm going to go Goosey, and we're going to use this cactus thing that I have.
Okay. All
It's
right.
it's like a bulletin board.
That's Goosey.
Yeah, that's Goosey. So I'm Goosey on this one. Washington, God, Oregon State really, really should have won that game. That fourth down conversion at the end of the game was just it was a weird play call. DJ didn't have it. Oregon State should have won. Washington has been flirting with losing for like the last 5 weeks in a row.
Right.
I think they're one of the more overrated teams in this playoff discussion, if not the most overrated team. I think Oregon is better than Washington. I think you just got kind of unlucky schedule-wise where you played that game in Seattle instead of Eugene. Since then, it's an all downhill for Washington and all uphill for Oregon. It's weird to compare opponents, but this week, I believe Oregon beat Arizona State by 63.
Yes.
That was a team that almost beat Washington.
Right.
So right now, Oregon is the better team. I think if they meet up in the Pac-12 championship game, Oregon will win that game. But once again, this is rivalry week. Things happen, and Oregon has Oregon State in Eugene this weekend. But that is a feisty Oregon State team with a lot to play for. So we can get a world where Oregon picks up their second loss, which I don't want. I do at the same time.
Got ahead of myself. You're right. Oregon plays Oregon State, and then if they win that game, they'll play Washington in the Pac-12 championship game the following week. A playoff without either Washington or Oregon. Lucy or Goosey? It could happen, Lucy.
I'm going to say Lucy on the sense it could happen.
Right.
Not that I want it to happen.
Okay.
I think if you had asked me this question a year ago before the Jordan Travis injury, I would have been way more, yeah, this is absolutely going to happen. The Pac-12 gets left out every year. It's one of my favorite traditions in college football. It's so funny. But you have two of the best teams in Oregon and Washington. I think if Oregon can beat Washington, beat Oregon State, they have earned their spot in the playoff and they deserve to be there. Florida State, what happened to them really helps the Pac-12 out. Really does.
Agreed. Alabama beating Georgia in the SEC championship game. Lucy or Goosey?
I'm going to go Goosey on this
Okay.
one, but
Wow.
very confident in the Goosey.
Right.
Alabama's been playing phenomenal the last few weeks, but the way that Georgia beat Tennessee is the way they do it every single week. They give you an ounce of hope. They let you take a touchdown lead, and then they make you wish that you had never, played football in your life.
Right.
That is what Georgia does to
Yes.
you. They are a boa constrictor that gives you a little bit of life, and then they suffocate you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be Alabama's going to be the best team that Georgia's faced all year by a mile because Ole Miss I don't think is as good as people think they are. I know Tennessee isn't. Mizzou's pretty solid. But this is going to be a good game. I still think that Georgia is just light years better than almost everyone else at this point. The only team I would put up there is Michigan, and Michigan's got, everything going on. So
Sure.
I'm going to go Goosey, but I'm hoping for a good game.
If Alabama's in, Texas also needs to be in. Lucy or Goosey?
I'm going to go Lucy on this one.
Okay.
A win at Tuscaloosa
is big.
That is the most valuable win on anyone's schedule anywhere in the country, and
Agreed.
it should be considered.
Yes.
And Texas also passed the eye test. The Oklahoma game, that's Red River. That weird things happen. That's hard to acknowledge. Kansas State, you were missing your starting quarterback. You still won that game, and that's a game Texas normally loses. They went into Ames this weekend, which is actually a pretty tough place to play. I do think that if Alabama beats Georgia, we won't see Texas in because I think they'll fit Alabama and Georgia in, but Texas deserves to be there. I'm not saying they'll do the right thing, but that's where they should be.
Michigan beating Ohio State this weekend. Lucy or Goosey?
I'm very Lucy on this one. I know that there's a lot going on with Michigan. I know that they struggled against Maryland this weekend. They're just a lot better than Ohio State is. Ohio State's offense is Marvin Harrison Jr., and that's phenomenal. And for 90% of your games, that's all you need. Not against Michigan. That's a phenomenal defense. J.J. McCarthy has been so consistent for Michigan all year. I think they're a lot better. This game is in Ann Arbor. I know Jim Harbaugh's not going to be there. Maybe that helps. Who knows?
Bo Nix winning the Heisman Trophy. Lucy or Goosey?
Oh, I wish he would. He's my favorite, but I'm going to go Goosey on this one.
Because
that belongs to Jaden Daniels at LSU. That is
Agreed.
That should be his award. He's played. His stats are out of this world insane, and if LSU had half a better defense, we wouldn't even consider anyone else for this award.
Right.
I love Bo Nix. He should be a finalist. It would make my heart so happy to see him win because I think his story is awesome, just what he went through at Auburn to now be here. But no, it shouldn't go to him.
Did you enjoy Sam Hartman's senior day against a team that he played for 4 or 5 years?
I'm going to go Goosey because I won't believe that it's actually his senior day until he's done.
Right. It will never be his senior day.
He's not done yet.
Right.
He's not done yet. He's going to find a loophole.
Did you believe that someone threw marshmallow in Sam Hartman's hot chocolate from the stands?
Do I believe that?
Yeah, that's a story that he told.
No.
No. All right, last
He's
one.
thinking, Matt, this is his 10th senior day, so he's just like
Exactly. He's
trying
got
to
10
make
more
this
to
one
go.
more special.
Yeah, you're right. Last one for you. Thanksgiving coming up. By the way, you didn't cry when you went to Clemson, correct? You were fine?
No, I got a little emotional towards the end, but I was so thrown off by the Pledge of Allegiance that I was like, I don't really have time to soak this in. Did
I
we
would have
all
left.
just do the pledge?
Yeah,
You would have left.
it's a weird thing to do. It feels like cultish
weird,
almost.
right?
Yeah, it's weird. Pledge of
I was so
What are we
confused.
doing? Right?
I don't know.
Already did God Bless America. Enough. Can we play football? Fried turkey, Lucy or Goosey?
I think I'm not a huge turkey person, so I'm gonna go goosey. Definitely not fried. Ew.
Fried? No, you'd be.
Hell
a
yeah,
huge
no turkey hive,
person.
Lucy. Turkey sucks.
Really?
And I don't really like turkey that much. It's so dry.
Sucks, you just said.
Weird.
Turkey's not good, but if you got to have it fried.
You have it once a year. I mean,
Should be none a year.
None a year.
none a
It's
year.
around at 0.
I'm Eber done
Give
with
me the
turkey.
ham.
All right, Lucy, we appreciate it. Do we know where we're going this week? Do we have any idea?
We do not. We are really hoping that Michigan says yes.
Right.
We're really hoping Michigan says yes. If not, we might be doing a 2-for-1. We might go to the Egg Bowl.
Okay.
But we do know we're going to the SEC championship game next week, so
All
we're
right.
excited about that.
I feel like you should have like leveraged this into just going home for Thanksgiving. Like just find a game near you.
I don't want to go to Wake Forest football for Thanksgiving. That seems.
How about
not
Oregon,
fun.
Oregon State?
Well, so we were supposed to go to that. That would have been cool. They emailed us back and they were like, "You applied for credits before, didn't show up, so we're not giving you these spots." So we lost those.
All right.
Our fault.
Okay.
We're sorry, Oregon.
I just feel like I want to welcome the audience back. You know?
I know it's professional.
You guys are
Yes.
giving me crap in the break about doing that. This is a television product.
Yes,
Okay?
yes.
Like it's on a podcast now as well, but we have to kind of play to the television audience that's tuning in on the DraftKings network. So we've just come out of a commercial break. So welcome back.
I'm aware. It's a
Yeah.
good job by you.
It's going back to your days of live radio, Stugotz.
I know.
You know, you come back,
Yes.
you say, "Hey, we're back."
Yeah, you reset.
Reset. Yeah.
I miss a good reset.
I don't.
I do.
All that much.
Right.
You know what? You know what happens on the podcast that I think is like a habit that you still have from like the radio days?
Resetting.
Is resetting a guest.
I
in
always do it.
particular.
I know.
Where like they know who the guest is. They see the podcast description.
I know.
Like it's.
I know. I
He does it
know.
with Sims all the time.
I do it.
Yeah.
Listen, what
I
can
think-
I tell you? I
I
got
think-
into this to do. Listen, I got into this for live radio.
It's true.
I had no idea when I got into this 20 years ago I'd be doing something called podcasting, and here I am doing it. But Billy's right. It's such
It's a habit. Yeah.
It's a habit. It's
With
a habit.
Sims, I think part of the exchange though is like he comes on and he does this a solid, but mention all of my stuff as much as possible.
PFT with Mike Florio.
Pretty much.
Yeah, PFT
Yeah.
with Mike.
Every day on Peacock.
Unbuttoned
Unbuttoned
podcast.
The Unbuttoned Podcast. Football Night in America.
There you go.
Committed to memory. Yep.
Nailed them. WTF Wednesdays podcast.
I got to promote his stuff, man.
I know. It's just funny that you do it so often. It's,
I know.
well, because like I said, it's a habit.
You want to know my my gamesmanship of the week this week in the NFL?
Yes.
All right, this week's gamesmanship
Is this a new segment
moment
here?
of the week.
Okay.
Well, and if I ever do it again, it is a new segment.
Okay.
And if it gets sold, then it has to be a segment. But
Right.
gamesmanship of the week. The Seahawks signed Brett Rippon to their practice squad this week after he was cut by the Rams. Gamesmanship.
He knows the secrets.
Everybody on the sideline was going up to Brett Rippon to see what Brett Rippon knew because they're
What are
playing
they
his
gonna
old
do
team.
here?
Exactly right.
The intel signing.
Gamesmanship. Didn't work, but gamesmanship. Seahawks still lost. Gamesmanship.
Belichick do that all the time. I remember, I don't know, you probably don't remember, the Dolphins had a receiver named Pat Turner.
Yeah.
He was a nobody for USC. The second the Dolphins cut him, boom, signed by Belichick. Never played a snap.
I feel bad
Gamesmanship.
I feel bad for that person that's just being used for the week. I mean, they get a game check for a week, but like,
I was going to say, they don't mind.
well, actually, you know what? Gino didn't get hurt.
Yeah, I think Rippon got in.
No, Rippon did not get in.
no.
Drew Lock
Drew
came
Lock
in.
got in. He's
Drew
still
Lock
there?
came
Jesus.
in. Drew Lock came in and he had one job. Don't blow it. And
Yeah.
he failed. He blew it.
He blew it.
Yeah,
He blew it.
He blew
did.
it.
Yeah. There's some bad calls towards the end of that game. Some bad beats, too. I mean, the Texans should have covered 5 different times in that game. So annoying.
Yep.
And Iowa, in the event that you're wondering why I always buy hooks, Iowa was -3. I bought it down to 2.5. They scored not 1 but 2 touchdowns. Congratulations to them. They had a chance to cover the spread with an extra point. That's why you buy down the half point.
I
2.5. It got blocked.
I wish that this was a sports.
I hate them.
I wish this was a sports gambling state so that I knew more about the Stugotz, but
Yeah.
you buy down every single game
I know.
that I feel like
Waste of
even
money.
if you win the majority of the bets, you're still losing with the amount of money you're spending buying points.
Yeah, I went 7-0 and I lost this weekend.
The rare 7-0, that's a loss.
I didn't go 7-0, but I understand your point. I'm buying way too many points.
Yeah.
It's too costly. You want the top 5 things I know before we get to your big board bets?
Sure, we can do that.
These are the top 5 things I know about the NFL.
Oh, okay.
All right? Top 5 things I know. Number 5, the Browns defense is great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bit early. Number 4, they're great. I know that. I know they're great. Regardless of what happens the rest of the way, that defense, great. Not their fault. Number 4, if the Dolphins get home field advantage, they are going to the Super Bowl.
You don't know that. That's not a thing you know.
They're 18-2. Their last 20 games at home, I believe. They're undefeated this year at home. They played
5-0 at home this year.
Yeah, 5-0. They didn't play well yesterday. Still got the win. They're going to be tough to beat if they're at home. On the road, different story. Number 3, Brandon Staley is out. That much I know. I know that. He's out. Number 2. Took me a while to know this. Mikey A's been telling me for a while. Zach Wilson is bad. Bad quarterback.
Yeah.
Yep. Stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all we got. Timmy Boyle.
Jim Nance said, and that pass was not accurate at one point during the game. And I just said, we've been saying that for years, Jim.
There's not a chance that Aaron is back the first week of December practicing.
There's no reason to come back.
That's crazy.
There's no reason to come back.
I think he comes back to practice. I don't ever want to see him.
How can you say there's no reason for him to come back in the same episode in which you say the Jets are still in playoff contention?
Because at that point, December 2nd, Billy, look at their schedule. I don't think they'll have another victory. That's why.
Black Friday. No one's ever won or lost on Black Friday.
The Dolphins, huh?
No one's ever won or lost on
honestly,
Black Friday.
I'm petrified of that game.
How?
Because the Mike McDaniel system is so based on timing.
Stop it.
You just knock them off a little and they're done. And they can't stop the run. Brees Hall's going to have 300 yards.
Where are the Jets getting points in that game?
Defense
and Brees Hall.
Defense.
What?
I'm nervous about any game
Bet
that's
the
played in
under.
that stadium.
Thank you.
That stadium is a mess.
Right.
It just takes one misstep, and I mean, you know better than anyone else, your season is done.
They've beaten the Eagles and Bills this year. I mean, I can't believe it, but they have. So maybe there's a chance.
So they
I don't
can beat
know.
the Dolphins.
Did you see
And the
Tua?
Broncos.
Did you see Tua and the Broncos?
Juggernaut.
Did you see Tua trying to throw across his body yesterday? If it's not 1-2, set your feet, plant, throw to Tyreek Hill, they're done.
It's very easy to disrupt. I'm telling you.
It really just rush the passer.
They rush the passer and bump Tyreek Hill a little bit.
All right, we have to get to Billy's big board bets. We only have a couple of minutes here. Number 1, top 5 things I know about the NFL. The Lions are as good as any team in the NFL. That's it. Top 5 things I know. That's it.
All right.
Good list.
Thank you.
Time from a Billy's Bets Big Board brought to you by, and we don't have a sponsor yet. If this was a sports gambling state, these are 3 things that I would feel maybe possibly strong enough to bet on. The first one, tonight's game.
Ooh, wow.
Eagles Chiefs over 45.5 points.
Wow. Super Bowl rematch that feels like a Super Bowl preview.
I don't know that it's going to happen. I'm hoping it happens. I want a good game if we're going to watch it, right?
Yes, of course. We want a good game. I think we'll get a good game, but it's one of those games that you circle. Well, do you? Do you really circle it? Do you get the NFL calendar out and circle this game?
Yeah.
I think we're set up for a dud.
I circle it. Oh, yeah.
You think this is
You
going
have
to
an
be
actual
a dud?
circle around
I think
it?
we're set up for a dud. Too much hype.
Sure.
All right, the next one. Travis Kelce over 75.5 receiving yards today. This one I'm not sure about because Taylor is not going to be. He's not
Jason
gonna be
Kelce?
there. No, Travis.
Travis.
Oh, Travis. Okay.
Yeah, no, there's going to be bad weather in Brazil, so Taylor's not going to be there, which makes me wonder are Taylor's parents still going to be going to meet the Kelce parents without Taylor there because that's kind of like weird. But
But if she's
kinda
there,
weird.
you have Mahomes going out of his way to impress Taylor.
I think, I think that Travis is still going to try to put on a show for the Swift parents, but
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Final one, Eagles +3.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have the Eagles winning this game. Yeah, even though I think it's a must-win game for the Chiefs.
If you're a Dolphin fan, you're rooting for the Eagles.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah. Must win game.
must-win game.